Quickly give an autumn touch to an element by adding warmth through adjusting the color balance. Here's an image of the project I was working on. This before and after shows what a difference it can make when all of your elements have similar warmth and tones of color. So here I am in Photoshop. I have 3 different elements open. This first one is a cluster. This cluster has a very pretty spring-like look to it, but I want to use it for a project that has more fall or autumnal colors in it. So using this cluster as it is would mean that it might clash with the warm tones in my project. This tip I'm going to give you is a quick and easy way that you can warm up an element. Now, because we don't want to make any changes to the original element, I have already made duplicates of the elements I'm going to use today. So you can see the manual if you need the steps for making a duplicate. So to warm up the colors of this cluster, in the menu bar, choose Filter, Camera Raw Filter. So now there have been some updates to Adobe Camera Raw recently, and in order to find the temperature slider and the tint slider, the 2 sliders that we're going to be using today, we're going to need to click on the color panel to get those options. So now in the panel, we're going to click and drag the temperature slider to the right until the colors start to warm up and look more autumnal. I'm going to go all the way over to about 50, somewhere around there. And it's already looking really warm and golden as opposed to that cool blue. Now we can also play around with the tint slider a little bit, and I'm going to move that to the right a little bit. I think I'll go somewhere like 30-ish. And with each element you do, you might want to change these numbers up a little bit. It just depends on how cool they are to begin with. But in this case, this looks really good to me. And that's it. That's all I had to do was take that cluster element from spring-like to more autumnal-like. So I'm going to click OK to close the filter. Now let me quickly show you another element that I've already duplicated. I'm going to do the same thing by going to Filter, Camera Raw Filter, and I'm going to warm up this leaf. I'll go about to 50 again, and I'll make it a little more pink, a little less green, and it looks more fall-like, and I like how that looks, so I'll click OK. And here's one more that I'll show you really quick. I'm going to bring this all the way up to around 50. And ooh, I really like how adding that pink tint kind of adds some of that orange back into this leaf. It looks really good. So then I'll click OK. So will this technique work on all elements? Technically, yes, you can do it on any element, but not every element will need to be warmed up, and not every element will look good using this technique. Elements that are already warm will just turn more orange or yellow. And some elements, such as deep purple and blue elements, will not work great for this. Starting with something that is so very cool in temperature to begin with means that we will just wash out the colors and make it look strange. And if part of the element has white on it, that part will then have this weird yellow hue to it. So if you want to learn more about other ways you can recolor elements, I have a class that's all about recoloring called Make It Match. You can find a link for this class in the manual that came with this video. And here's the final image of my page now that I've recolored all 3 elements and added them to my project. I'm so happy with the results, and I love that I can get more use out of my stash. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing to our channel. This has been Jennifer Juris with Digital Scrapper. We help you get your stories told.